and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here with me today. We're doing a dupes video, and I have so many dupes for you, some of the most high-end products that I absolutely love, and I'm giving you a really fantastic dupe for it. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. Alright, so we're going to actually start with skin today, and I'm going to tell you a few dupes for some skincare items. And the first one is something that I talked about on my last video. If you have not seen it, I did an affordable face, full face video with affordable drugstore products. Go check that out. But y'all know that I did a review for the new Drunk Elephant Cleansing Balm. This is the Melting Butter Cleanser, okay? I've used this so many times. I really do enjoy it. It's not one of my favorite cleansing balms, but it is a very good one. The price point is a little high, but I recently got sent this one by Good Molecules, and this is Instant Cleansing Balm, and the price point on this obviously is much better. This is almost an exact dupe for this, you guys. They do the exact same thing, and they cleanse the skin the exact same way. The ingredients pretty much are similar. Yes, if you're a Drunk Elephant fan, go for this, but if you don't want to spend the money, this is fantastic, okay? So I will link that below. But that, I was using it the other day, the Good Molecules one, and I was like, huh, what does this remind me of? Oh yes, it reminds me of the Drunk Elephant one. So both very good, but that's an opportunity to save a little bit of money there. Then I'm going to be doing a video all on facial oils coming up soon, so bear with me. I'm trying to organize that in my cabeza. But as you know, I have used Tatcha's Camellia oil. This is just their 24 karat camellia oil for a very long time. This is just a little travel guy. Obviously, we know this is a very expensive oil. I love camellia oil. It's one of my favorite oils to use on myself and my skin clients. It goes really well with most skin types because it is a dry oil. But the Tatcha one is not the cleanest version of camellia oil I've ever seen. I do, of course, enjoy it, but I've always been looking for a dupe of camellia oil. And again, Good Molecules sent me this. Now, this is the Ultra Hydrating Facial Oil, okay, from Good Molecules. I will tell you that the large size or the traditional size of this is about 3 times this bottle. So you don't get as much, okay? But the price point is much better on this, and it only has like 3 ingredients. 3. And the first ingredient is camellia oil. It is gorgeous. I've really found myself enjoying this. This one does have a little bit of an orange tint to it, see? But it goes away as you blend it into the skin. It is also a dry oil. It has no scent to it. Tatcha's is clear. It does have 24 karat gold in it, so that's also what kind of ramps the price up. But if you're looking just because of the amazing benefits of camellia oil, really check that one out. It is a very, very good oil, honestly, really fantastic. So those are my dupes for those. All right, party people, let's get in and have some fun. All right, so we're gonna start with foundation today. I don't usually start foundation, but the reason being is the eyes, I only have like one product, and it's a good one, so stay with me with that. But both of the foundations I am using today are matte. So for me and my skin type, I have to use an illuminizing primer, and we're just gonna pop that on. You've seen me review recently the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. If you have not seen that video, I will link it below and you can go take a look at it. I finally got my real one in. I had a sample for a long time, and that's the one I was using. The next side, so I'm going to be doing one side of my face, you know, like high-end, and the other side is going to be the dupe side, so high-end dupes. I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. I'm going to apply this all over my skin, and then I'll show you what my dupe is. So that side is done. Just remember with that foundation, you don't need very much, just an FYI. All right, so my dupe, I have 2 dupes for you. One I'm going to do a Foundation Friday on coming up. One I have already done a Foundation Friday on. Look at that foundation, just cover everything, geez. Is the CoverGirl True Blend matte made foundation, okay? I wore this the other day, just, you know, I like to rewear foundation so I can remind myself of what the consistency is, how it wore on my skin, because I'm trying to do a comprehensive end of the year top foundations. And when I wore this, I thought to myself, wow, this is oddly reminiscent of something that I have just worn recently, and come to find out, that is the Charlotte Tilbury. It literally is almost the same packaging too. I'll show you, like literally almost the same packaging, and it is the same consistency. I'm using it on a different beauty blender, just so you guys know, so the formulas aren't cross-contaminating each other. The one thing I will say is that you don't get the, obviously the skincare benefits of Charlotte's foundation, because Charlotte does have quite a bit of skincare ingredients that are proprietary to her, but you know, how much is that really doing to the skin if it's just a foundation? Let's just be very honest. You know, like I've said in my video earlier this week, spend money on skincare. You know, yes, I love a good luxury full face, but you know, drugstore makeup is really coming hard for everybody else these days. I mean, look, can you tell the difference? Went on equally as well. Basically the same amount of coverage. It really is the same amount of coverage. To me, the CoverGirl one actually plays a lot better with, to me, sorry you guys, I have been sick and so my voice sounds a little bit off today, but I mean, to me, the CoverGirl one plays with dry skin a little bit better than Charlotte's. It's a little bit more of a forgiving matte formula. So this one's going to be a little bit more luminescent because I just applied it, so just give it a few minutes to dry down, but the coverage is almost exactly the same. Yeah. Look at that, isn't that great? The other dupe I will tell you is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Matte Foundation. Again, like I said, I'm doing a Foundation Friday on this coming up soon, and it is shockingly similar, for real. And the price points on both of those are significantly less. All right, so let's go into concealer. Now, these, I have quite a few dupes for each one, okay? So I'm just gonna try to let you know, because I've been wearing a lot of these recently and I'm just kind of like, dude, they're all the same. They all work really, really well, but they're all very much the same. So one of my go-to concealers that I personally love, that personally works for me, I know that in the video when I reviewed the Urban Decay's Stay Naked Concealer, a lot of people said other people had like cracks and creases and it didn't really work out for them, but it did work for me. I've worn it multiple times, okay? So I am putting that on really quickly on this side. And maybe it's because I hydrate a little bit more under the eyes. I'm not quite sure, but it works for me. All right, so there that is. Now, the other one that I do wear quite a bit is the Jouer concealer, and it goes on almost exactly the same as the Urban Decay one, but it is a little bit more hydrating for sure, but it is full coverage, and it does give you the same effect in the skin. But to my new finds, and I'm going to show you, you heard me talk about this one, Juvia's Place. For me, this is not matte. It's still hydrating, but it does dry down. I do not need to set this, but it has the same consistency and it's gonna play better with mature skin. They are so similar. Definitely similar. But it is not a, it's a full coverage concealer. It is not luminous, it is not super matte, but it does veer on the more on the matte side, as well as if you want a hydrating version of the Urban Decay's concealer, it's going to be the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. This is fantastic. I've been wearing that quite a bit. I did wear that with the CoverGirl True Blend and they went on beautifully together. But look, both do not need to be set. They both give you the same amount of coverage, and Juvia's Places is like $14. Okay? And it plays better with mature skin. Such a good concealer. Such a good concealer. All right, so let's go ahead and set the face really quickly. And I do have to say this. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it is a dupe, but it's not a price dupe, so please don't come for me on that. But I have been wearing the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish for a very long time. I have used it in my kit for a very long time. It is a very good product. Reason being is because it is baked, okay? It is baked, and the reason why I like a good baked powder is because a baked powder was once a liquid, they baked it, and then it doesn't have that dry, cakey feeling to it, and really gives a lot more hydration into a powder, okay? But then I found the Well People Bio Baked Foundation. You guys, this is a clean dupe for the MAC, and it's also a dupe that is cruelty-free because MAC is not cruelty-free. So I just wanted to bring that up, whether it is a price difference or not, which because it's not. They're relatively the same price, but I just wanted to show you guys a more clean version of that product, because I know you guys, a lot of you guys use that, and it just looks gorgeous. So I want to come in real close so you guys can see everything. Don't they look, I mean, both sides are just, you can't tell the difference. It's great. So that is what I would do. All right, so I just set the under eyes really quickly. So, very excited to show this to you. I have recently been really loving the new Hourglass Cream eyeshadows, and I have been using this fairly often, and it goes on like a dream. It is fairly shimmery on the eye, and I'll show you here. I do not have any eye primer on. With the Hourglass cream eyeshadow, I don't find that I need an eye primer, but with the other one I do, and I'll tell you in a second. This has kind of chunky glitter in it. Not really chunky, I don't want to say that because that's not, it's not like chunky glitter like, oh my god, you know, glitter is going to be falling all over the place, but it definitely has quite a bit of light reflecting qualities to this eyeshadow. I do enjoy this eyeshadow. I am glad that I have it, but I don't know if I would purchase more. And you know I'm a die-hard Hourglass fan. Die-hard, okay? But I don't know if I would purchase more. But do you see how pretty this is? It works really, really well. Now for the dupe. I have two dupes because I've been looking for one for this for a long time. It is going to be the ones I talked about in my affordable makeup video, which is going to be the Pixie by Petra Endless Shadow Sticks. The one that matches this color from Pixie by Petra is the one I actually wore in that video, which is called Copper Glaze. It is almost the exact color that this is, and it actually has a little bit more pigment payoff, but you do need an eyeshadow primer for it. But I'll show you another one since you already just saw that, and I'm wiping my brush off, is this one by Elle. And I think this was like $4 or $5, and it's in Soiree, and I'll link everything below. It is just slightly more iridescent than the Hourglass one, you'll see, but it is pretty darn close. This has a little bit of cooler reflex to it in it. The Hourglass one is a little bit more, has a little bit more warmth to it. Pretty, right? It's such a pretty cream eyeshadow, and to me it's a little bit easier to use than the Hourglass one. But just so you guys can see how it's a little bit cooler reflex, this one's a little bit warmer, but I'll show you. Let me just put this one over it just a little bit. This is the, look at that, it's like the exact same color. The Pixie by Petra. I don't know if I would purchase the Hourglass one again. Honestly, there's just, I would run to your nearest Target or wherever and buy your Pixie ones because they are just as good and they look stunning on the eyes. But you do need an eyeshadow primer. It's up to you. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put on mascara, and I am going to use the Better Than Sex mascara on this eye and the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal on this eye because they're basically the same darn mascara, honestly. Look at that. Can you tell the difference? I can't. And they both last a really long time. This one lasts a really long time. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go put on my brows, and I'm gonna let you know that, and I've talked about this before, that's why I'm not gonna go into great detail. I've always tried to find great dupes for eyebrow products, but this is by far the one that I have used and come back to and purchased myself, which is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It is just as good as any other high-end brow product out there. It is one of my favorite eyebrow products. And did I mention that there's a giveaway in this video? Stay to the end and I'll let you know what the details are. All right, so everything is on. I just ran the same color underneath the eyes. I did put a little bit of blush on. I'm still looking for a dupe for this. Is it KJ or Kaja? Or I think it's KJ probably. This is in number 2, Saucy. It's one of my favorite cream blushes. It's so beautiful. All right, bronzer time. So, you know, y'all know that I absolutely love the Tom Ford big old bronzers. I have used those in my kit for, I don't know, 10 years maybe? They're some of the finest bronzers out there on the market. They just really do beautiful things for the skin. They go on like a dream, and they're very comparable to the Charlotte Tilbury, you know, her Film Star Bronze and Glow. But I got this in PR, which is by L'Oreal, and this is called Bronze Please. And I'm using color number 3, and by golly guys, it's a pretty darn good dupe. Just gonna use another big brush. This is the BK 103, BK Beauty 103 brush. And it goes on, this one was the exact same color, by the way, too, as the Tom Ford one. The Tom Ford one I'm using in Gold Dust, and it looks exactly the same. And honestly, it goes on like a complete dream, and look, no one would be the wiser. Yes, this is a little bit more of a refined powder, so it's going to be a little bit more silky, but once it's on the skin, you just can't really tell that it's anything different. So if you all were thinking about going and getting that Tom Ford bronzer, you can save yourself some moolah. All right, loves, so everything is on. I wanted to show you what this looks like in natural light, so you can see that there is absolutely no difference in the appearance of the foundations, etc. And just so you guys know, these foundations do not need to be powdered if you are more normal to dehydrated. They don't need powder, but I just wanted to show you that dupe because it was so good. Now, the details for the giveaway are 18 and older, US and international. I'm gonna pick 2 winners, and I am gonna do another one of my goodie bags, which means there are going to be about 8 to 11 or 12 items in each goodie bag, and I will ship them out to you. All you have to do is comment in the comments section below your favorite products that you have found dupes for, so all of us can share in the dupes arena. All right, well, thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.